Hello, I'm MildWestCowboy here again with Ark. Now, it's been quite a while since I last played Ark. I did play it rather heavily for a long period and just needed a break. But now, lately I've just been itching to get back to it. And so here I am, and I've come back to where it all began. This is the island map. This is the very first map they ever introduced for Ark, and I played it quite a lot, that map, but I didn't complete it and I didn't do much cave exploration. So I want to actually go through and give it a good go now and actually have a better idea of what I'm doing. So yes, this is Ark. This is a survival game. Where you collect resources to aid your survival. Now, since I've been chatting away here with you, I've actually been collecting resources, so I can actually craft some tools that will help out. There we go. Right, I shall equip this into my hotbar, and now I have my pickaxe. Now, as you can see in the left of the screen, every time I hit the rock, it's giving me flint and stone. Now, that's great because I can now make the hatchet, which requires flint, thatch, and wood, and I can make a couple of torches as well, because when it's dark, I need to be able to see. So, actually, I shall equip the wrong spot. I shall equip the hatchet and one of the torches in my hotbar, so that I can quickly switch over to the tool I need. Now that's given me more material. I needed wood to make spears, but I've also gained a bit of XP, which is allowing me to unlock the next tier of technology or crafting items. So I quickly make 3 spears. I usually make 3 because they're quite fragile, so you don't want to be halfway through a fight with a creature and all of a sudden your only spear snaps. It's not a good situation. But now I have the option. How much fibre do I have? 81. I can make some clothes. I just picked a randomized body shape from the selection, and that's what one of the options. So I chose that rather than going into detail of collecting all the well, changing all the sliders to select the perfect figure. That could have taken too long. But yes, to harvest fibre and berries, you have to have empty hands. But now I have trousers. I can drop some of these berries because I don't need that much at the moment. I will later on, but at the moment I'm fine. And so I have enough to make a shirt. I'll quickly equip that and add the points I need into weight carrying capacity. Right, so now I'm going to need to put myself in some kind of danger, because, unless I find a dodo, which aren't dangerous at all. But I'm going to need hide. I'm going to need it for a sleeping bag, so I've got a bed or spawn point, and I'm going to need it for water skins and shoes. I mean, further on in the game, hide is a requirement for several other different crafting items, which are very, very helpful. Especially when you get to the point where you're actually taming animals you could ride. You require hide for saddles. I'm going to have to stop because my stamina is all gone. So just stand here and watch the pteranodon as I regain some stamina. And then I'll quickly grab some water. There's a pteranodon over here on the ground. They won't bother you. They're not fighters unless you're in control of them and you force them to fight. That's a level 32. Good colour. But it's not the dino I'm looking for. Aha. There's one. There's two, in fact. Right, I managed to kill the dodo. Where is it? I can't find it. Ah, there it is. So I need meat, but I also need hide, so I use the hatchet rather than the pickaxe. If I use the pickaxe, then I'd guess more meat than hide. But if I use the hatchet, I get more hide than meat. So once again, I'm switching to the hatchet. There's a stego over there. Luckily they're friendly. They won't bother you unless you bother them. But if you bother them, they can be quite violent. So yeah, you got to be careful. Right, this dinosaur over here, they're trouble when you're a low level character like I am, because they have a nasty venom. Luckily, I managed to get that with my second shot. First shot missed completely, true to form. But yes, I now have meat, I have hide, and so I should be able to make myself something helpful. Actually, what's the requirement for a sleeping bag? So a sleeping bag made. I need somewhere to place that, and you can't place that just on the ground. So I think I shall build a little base over here, just a starter camp. There's a food supply in the form of dodos, and there's water nearby. There's a good supply of wood, which I'll need for construction purposes. What do I need? Thatch. So yes, for a little starter base, this has got practically everything I need. With the added bonus is I'm starting in an area which isn't surrounded by massive carnivores. I mean, there's dilos around here, the little spitting ones, but I can deal with those to a reasonable degree. So yes, that's my campfire built, and if I add some of the wood, I won't put all of it in because I'm going to need that for building, but I can put the meat in there as well, light the fire, and away we go. That's all good. That's going to cook the meat for me while I'm busy constructing. I'm just going to make a simple 2x2 structure. Nothing too elaborate is required. So let's see quickly what's in the fire. There we go, we've got one cooked meat. I'll put that in my hot bar. And there was another one that just finished cooking as I started to close the menu screen. But now I have a point available, so I'm going to learn. I'm going to put the points into wait again. But I'm going to learn how to make walls, ceiling, doorway, and storage box. I can make a door as well. So I'm going to need more thatch. And probably some wood. To speed this up, I'm going to equip the walls in my hotbar so that I can quickly place them without actually having to go into my menu screen. But now I'm going to need more wood, more thatch, and so I think I'm back. And so as you can see, I've placed the walls and doorways. Let me just quickly get some meat out of the fire. But I've also made ceilings and boxes. Now the boxes are for storage, so I'm going to put one there. And one there. I shall see what I need to store in a minute. Just quickly put those into my hotbar so that I can place them. Oh, I'm going to need to make another thatch ceiling because I misplaced that one. Do I have enough material though? 17 thatch, probably not enough. So out with the pickaxe. And right, I have enough. There we go. And now I have a roof over my head. I shall place a sleeping bag. I want to place a sleeping bag. Alright. There we go. So now, if I do die, which is almost inevitable, I do have somewhere relatively safe I can spawn or respawn. I'm going to take the charcoal out of the fire because I'm going to need that for later projects, and it does take time to gather up or to create the charcoal. I'm just going to get this meat, raw meat, on the fire. What I would do if there was a slot to put it in. There we go. So yes, I think I'll just take a quick look at what I can craft. That's important. I'm glad I decided to double check. But yes, I have water skins now. I'll quickly equip both of those to the hotbar, because water skins actually leak a bit, so you've got to be conscious of that. But now my water skins are full. I've got some meat on the fire. I've got a roof over my head. Let's see what I can learn. I got some points off camera, so because I'm going to need to make a bow and arrow, I need to make this slingshot first. But I can't make mortar and pestle, narcotics, or spark powder. But right, just see what I can. Oh, wrong one. See what I can shift out of my inventory. I'll put the charcoal in there. I'm putting the spoiled meat in there as well. Meat does spoil over time, so I'm putting the spoiled meat in there because, as disgusting as it sounds, having rotting meat outside your straw hut or thatch hut, it's the rotting meat is good for making narcotics, and narcotics are what you need to make trank arrows and to act as a sedative for when you're taming things like this. So I think that's a pretty good sort of first day on Ark. I've got as I said, I got myself a roof, I got myself a bed, got myself food and fire and basic tools, and look at that view. It's pretty good. But anyway, I'm MildWestCowboy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy trails.